Hello everybody and welcome. My name is Emily Hirschberger with Beacon Health and Fitness. I apologize if I'm squinting at you a little bit, so I'm facing the sun right now. But do you see where I am? Does this look kind of familiar? I'm home. I am kind of on the far side of Beacon here in Granger, and so the road goes right past me, so I'm going to hope that we have some luck with the road being a little quiet as I'm recording on a Sunday afternoon. So thank you for joining me, and thank you for coming here with me today. Couple things. I'd like to focus on low back, or back in particular today. It seems like there's a few areas that we all kind of need a little extra loving care for, a little TLC for, and low back is a very common one. So I want to make sure that I'm able to help you guys kind of take care of those trouble areas while we're at home, and can kind of incorporate this, maybe even a little bit at a time. Maybe we take one exercise that we learned that we really love and was able to relieve some of that stress, or maybe some of that pain. So thank you for joining me. I'd like to get started, so I won't hold you guys any longer, but let's go ahead and get started let's start in Shavasana. Actually, let's start lying. So we'll come down to our backs here, and feet can be about as wide as the mat here. Palms are face up, and we'll just start kind of in a nice relaxed position here. So starting to kind of sink on in here. We might wiggle a little bit. We might find kind of that nice comfy spot. Just breathe. Start to kind of feel that air come in and out of the body. Inhaling through the nose, and exhaling back out through the mouth. Just letting it all go. Anything we had before practice, anything maybe we have after, just put a pin in it for now. Enjoy you. Notice how our heart feels beating against the earth. Notice as we inhale, we might feel the thoracic spine, or the middle part of the spine, pressing into the mat. As we exhale, we feel it kind of softening. And so as we lie here, I want us to kind of start thinking about our spine. Thinking about, what does our spine do for us every day? It does a lot of movement to kind of get us from point A to point B. It helps us to not only do the things we need to do, but maybe get to those that we love, provide a hug for somebody. It helps us move as we cook a meal for our family. It helps us do something we enjoy. We like to bike, or we like to run, or we like to paint. In a moment, and showing gratitude to that spine. as we're thinking about our spine, thinking of it in the physical sense. So starting at the sacrum, the very, very bottom part of our spine. So maybe we're even thinking about our tailbone or our coccyx. Very low part. Pressing into the earth, pressing into our mat. Scanning up to that sacrum, that triangular part of the spine that we should also feel mostly pressing into our mat or the earth as well. Scanning up into our lumbar spine, that first low curve. And all the way up to the thoracic spine, that part of the spine, again, that I said is pressing into the mat that connects all the ribs together here. Up into the shoulders, or the spine between the shoulders, still our thoracic spine. And then up into our neck. Last curve. Cervical spine. Good. So now that we're kind of aware of, or thinking of that beautiful S that our back makes, see if we can draw a little bit of attention to our lumbar spine and our sacrum. And we're going to start here with just a really small movement because it's very, hopefully we're pretty comfortable on our mat right now. We're starting to maybe wiggle our fingers and our toes, starting to think about moving, and eventually bringing our knees into our chest here. So very nice and slow, pulling those knees in. Good. We can bring the hands on top of the knees if we like. We can bring the hands underneath the knees here. Oh, this is a favorite. I know I always say I have my favorites. I have so many favorites though. I truly do. Just noticing kind of what that low back is doing. Our low back, we might notice that lorotic curve, that curve we kind of talked about in our lumbar spine here, is pretty flat right now, fairly flat to begin with. But let's see what happens when we start to very gently, very slowly lower our heels, and we could keep the hands on the knees. I'm going to choose to take my hands down to the side. Again, really, really slow, especially if we're experiencing some low back pain. You might want to be really careful with this. Just bringing the heels down. Notice that curve. We have our curve back, right? So this is called spinal imprinting. So we'll just take a little bit of time here to just start spinal imprinting. So bringing those knees back to the chest, nice and slow. I have dorsiflexed feet. You can point your toes if you'd like. So nice flat feet. Good. Maybe you can pull the knees in a little bit. Good, and then slowly lower on out. You might even feel your core starting to work, starting to fire up here just a little bit. Good. One or two more just like that. I'm just going to let you enjoy. We have some really nice wildlife around us right now. I hear a lot of birds. Enjoy those as well. Beautiful. Last time we bring the knees in, let's again take the hands to on top of the knees or underneath the knees and just see if we can pull in, kind of like we're giving ourselves this hug. Very gentle. It should feel good. It should feel very comfortable. It doesn't need to ease off a little bit. Good. A little rock from side to side here. Love. Beautiful. I'm going to release that hug out just a little bit here. Hands come out to the side. Palms are face down. Knees come over towards the right. So just twisting. Gentle. Just looking pretty slow here. And I'm looking up at the sky right now. If I want to get a little deeper into this twist, though, I'm actually going to turn my head to the left. Awesome. Let's go ahead and bring the knees back to the chest here. Dropping these over towards the left. We can start looking up at our ceiling, looking up at the sky. Maybe you can get outside with me. That'd be beautiful. Turn head over towards the left. come back through center here. And I'm going to actually take my feet together here. So this is a little bit low back. It's also a really beautiful treat for the inner thigh here. So feet are together. My inner thighs are really tight, so I apologize. I'm going to wrap the hands right on the outside of my ankles here, pulling my heels, if it's comfortable, towards midline or towards the earth. And opening up the legs, might get a little more opening than I have. And just finding that rock from side to side again. Just that low back, that lumbar, that lumbar and the sacrum. And if the rock is something that you don't feel like is adding much, for me, I get more out of staying here and just kind of focusing on that inner thigh. Just make this your own. Beautiful. I could stay here forever. Let's go ahead and release on out though. I'm going to bring the knees back together. Heels come down. Good. So hands come out to a T once more. I'm going to add on to that twist here. So knees come over towards the right. And if that was enough last time, you can go ahead and stay there. I'm kind of walking my feet back behind me just a little bit. And I'm actually going to purposely take, this is my left foot, so my knees are to the right, my left foot's kind of coming back behind me a little bit further. I'm going to take my right ankle on top of my left knee. So again, this is not a have to. For some of us, this may not be beneficial. This is actually an internal hip rotation. I have my left hip kind of floating off the mat here. My right hip is down. Not so much for the low back. We started with the low back, but we're getting into those hips right now. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and see. Again, if you need to pause and watch me do this first, you can watch me do this. I'm going to walk my left foot back towards midline. Kind of slowly cheat that left foot underneath. So I'm right on my low back again. My hips are both placed down to the mat. My right ankle's just on top of this left thigh, right above the knee. Good. So coming into figure four, stretch or lying figure four. Taking my hands right underneath the left knee, holding left knee in. Good. And this is also a hip, even though I also feel this on my sacrum. So I guess I could have called this legs and hips. I'm sorry, low back. So if I want a little bit more sensation or a little bit more of a stretch, I'm pulling just a little bit with a little bit firmer with the hands here, so I'm engaging my biceps. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and release on out so we can get that other side. We're going to bring left heel down. Knees come back together here. Good. Hands are down. So again, bringing knees into chest. Dropping knees over towards the left here. Maybe we're turning our head right. Good. And then same thing. I'm going to take this right foot, but I'm going to take this right foot back behind me. So it's kind of back behind my back here, honestly. It's a little further. And then left ankle might come on top. So we're just using kind of the weight of that foot to get into this. And you might feel that right part of the sacrum, right hip floating off the earth. And when we're ready, I'm going to walk that right foot back towards midline. Side knee kind of inevitably floats back up here. Good, coming into that figure four. So interlacing hands underneath the right knee, pulling in. So a side note here, if you have a strap or even like a towel at home and you can't quite get maybe underneath that leg, you could take a towel underneath that knee and hold here. You might be getting a little bit more bicep activation. But if it helps you to get to where you want to be, please utilize those props. Awesome. I'm going to go ahead and release on out here. Good. Both heels are back down on the mat. I'm walking my heels in towards my glutes. Palms are face down. So a little massage here for the spine. Working into bridge pose. So again, noticing that curve of the spine. Let's go ahead and slowly lift the hips up towards the ceiling or towards the sky. Rolling weight all the way back into the shoulders. Inhaling up. Exhaling, nice and slow here, coming down one vertebrae at a time. All right, let's try that again. Inhaling, lifting up. Nice big breath. Exhaling back down. One or two more times, just like that. Please don't rush this one. And if you would like, if your shoulders want a little treat on that last lift in the bridge pose, we're going to lift up through the hips, walking shoulder blades together, either reaching towards the heels or interlacing the hands right underneath here. So we're squeezing the glutes, we're lifting here. Using that core, so drawing the belly button in. Whenever you're ready, you can release on out. So remember, remove those hands first, and then slowly allow yourself that treat to come back down. Good. So I'm actually going to just roll to one side or the other. I'm rolling to the left just so you can kind of see what I'm doing. And then I'm going to come all the way onto all fours. Table pose, hands under shoulders, fingers nice and wide. Beautiful. All right. We get to do a little bit of wagging the tail. So this is, again, a favorite. So we'll reach to the chest, inhale. Exhaling, I'm going to look to the left first. I always like to go right, but I'm going to go left. I'm going to look back at that left heel or that left foot here. Good. So my hips are dropping over towards the right. Inhaling, center. Exhaling, looking back at the right heel, right foot. Hips drop left. Good, so just continuing back and forth. Inhaling, center. Exhaling, left. So I'm on the tops of my feet. I'm going to choose to tuck, really up to you. Nice for that low back. Well, one more on each side. Good. Coming on back through center here. Good. So again, same thing with your feet, whatever you want to do with your feet here. Good. I'm going to inhale through cow pose. So inhaling, lifting through the head and the heart. Belly drops, tailbone lifts. Push that ground away. Exhale back into our cat pose. Tailbone tucks, head drops, back arches. Inhale back through our cow pose. And exhale cat. And just continue. Of each. Good. Very nice. Let's come on back to our child's pose. So again, knees forward, or knees could walk out as wide as the mat. Maybe we'll bring our big toes together. Hands are reaching here. And this is a nice active child's pose here. So unless our shoulders are bothering us, I really want us reaching through our fingertips Head can come down to the mat. Maybe if we have a block, we could take the head down to a block. And what I'm trying to do here is we're thinking about, and I'm going to come on up, so go ahead and continue to reach. I'm making sure you can hear me. What we're thinking about is lengthening through the spine. So we have these discs in our spine, right? So we think of like an Oreo cookie. It's the best way I can describe it. We have that nice creamy center. We're trying to allow that creamy center a little bit of space to relax and ease up. So we're really stretching through that spine. Imagine that spine getting nice and long. Good. We'll go ahead and we'll ease on off here. So I'm going to bring the hands right underneath the shoulders again, coming back into table pose. Good. So hands are reaching forward. I'm going to shift my weight forward. This is a low plank. Exhale down through chaturanga, elbows tucked at the side. Coming all the way down to the belly, lifting through the head and the heart, pressing the pelvis into the mat for cobra pose. Good. Exhale back, child's pose. Good. Awesome. So from here in our child's pose, hands walk off to the right side of the mat. So we're really reaching through this left pinky, and left pinky is either on the very edge of that right side of the mat or maybe even off the mat, and head could be down on the mat here. So we're getting a stretch from left hip all the way up into left pinky, and we should feel this in our low back as well. Beautiful. When we're ready, we'll come on back through center, walking hands. Back to that child's pose, coming up to that low plank. Exhale down, chaturanga, dropping to the belly, inhaling up for our cobra. Exhale back, child's pose. Awesome. And switching sides here. So walking right hand, I should have done that side first. Right hand off the left side of the mat, reaching through that right pinky and releasing our head down to our mat. Very nice. We'll come all the way back through center here. We'll come on up to that low plank. Exhale down, chaturanga. Cobra up dog. Back to child's pose, but only for a moment here. We're going to come all the way up to table. Walking the hands nice and wide, fingers spread nice and wide, tucking those toes under, coming into our down dog. So head right between the biceps. And either bending right knee and then left, kind of pedaling out those feet, getting into the calves, getting into the hamstrings here. Or we could cross right knee over towards left side of the body, left knee over towards right side of the body. So we're getting that low back. Yep. Incorporated here as well. Good. All right. So let's go ahead and step the feet right between the hands. I'm going to walk forward, then forward fold. Inhale up, flat back. Exhale, fold back in. We'll bend at our knees. We'll come all the way up to standing here. Hands come to heart center. Take a moment, just feel. Let's go ahead and we'll circle sweep on up, reaching towards the ceiling, reaching towards the sky. Awesome. Taking right hand over to the left wrist, or maybe we're streamlining the hands here, so like we're swimming, right? Standing nice and tall. Again, thinking about those discs in the spine. You want to be nice and long. Let's see if we can take a little dip over towards the right here. Hips are coming to the left. Awesome. See how tall, see how long you can get. I hope you can see kind of how I'm reaching here. Awesome. Let's go ahead and reach all the way back up. We'll take those hands to heart center, releasing the hands for just a moment. Little break here. Let's bend our knees. Let's give a little oomph on up. Reach. Good. Awesome. So right hand comes to left wrist, or we're streamlining the hands. Nice and tall. Inhaling. Exhaling, dipping over towards the left. Hips come to the right. Again, I'm going to turn. We'll just enjoy. Good. Let's go ahead and we'll come nice and tall. Hands come to heart center here. Beautiful. Good. Let's bend our knees. We'll come all the way up to standing. Exhale, swan dive forward. Let's go ahead and step on back to our down dog. Good. Since it's nice and sunny and beautiful out, we'll complete a couple sun salutations here. So let's go ahead. We'll inhale, wave forward to plank. We already did kind of our half vinyasa flow, so we could drop to our knees here if we'd like. Otherwise, we're going to exhale down through chaturanga. Elbows tucked at the side, dropping down to the belly if we'd like, inhaling up to cobra. Tucking toes under. Let's come back to down dog. Good. So we can either step the feet between the hands like we did the last time, or we can lift right leg towards the sky. Right leg swings all the way through, right between the hands. We might need to use a little bit of momentum to get that oomph all the way through. If not, don't worry about it. Scooch forward. Good. Left leg follows, forward fold. Inhale up, flat back. Exhale, fold back in. Bend in our knees. Let's circle sweep all the way up. Hands come to heart center. I'm going to stay here for now. I usually add a chair pose. I'm going to stay here. Beautiful. Inhale, circle sweep up. Exhale, forward fold, swan dive down. Stepping on back to that down dog. Take your time. You don't have to be going at the exact pace that I am. Good. Inhale, forward plank. We can drop our knees if we'd like. Notice nice flat back here. I'm purposely holding here a little. Work that core. Exhale down, chaturanga. Inhale up, cobra or up dog. So here's our up dog option. On the tops of our feet. Good. Exhale back. Down dog. This is our last one. We'll lift our left leg towards the sky, or we can step forward with both feet. Left foot comes all the way through. Awesome. Right foot follows. Toes are in line. Nice forward fold. Let's inhale up, flat back. Exhale, fold back in. Bending in our knees, we'll come all the way up to standing here. Good. Hands come to heart center. Awesome. So, another really nice little low back treat, and a nice way to incorporate into your, you can incorporate into your sun salutations as you kind of see fit here. Let's go ahead and inhale, circle sweep on up. I'm going to swan dive forward here. But as I do so, I'm going to actually bend at my knees, so like I'm coming into a chair pose. So torso rests on the tops of the thighs here. I'm choosing to kind of hug right behind those knees. If that's not comfortable, you can just reach towards the earth. Head hangs here. Kind of nice support for that low back. Awesome. Let's go ahead and straighten those legs. Legs are probably feeling it a little bit here. Look at that forward fold. Inhaling up to flat back. Exhale, fold back in. We'll come all the way up to standing. Hands come to heart center. Good. I'm going to do that just one more time. So let's inhale, circle sweep up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Practice bending at those knees as we come down. So nice and slow. Catch that torso on the legs. We might feel it's a little hard to breathe. We can walk our legs a little wider. Awesome. Forward fold. Straighten those legs. Enjoy that stretch. Good. In fact, from here, we'll come on up to flat back. Let's come into that forward fold once more. I'm going to come all the way down. We can bend our knees if we want to. I'm choosing to be a little bit straighter here. Coming into gorilla pose. So hands come underneath the feet, and my fingertips are coming into the arches of my feet. I'm just kind of hanging out here. Yeah, we could take a little bit of a deeper bend if we need a little bit more support here. Awesome. Go ahead and release those hands here. Inhale up, flat Check in with the soul. Check in with the heart. And when you're ready, I just want to add in, this is not a back item, but I have this really beautiful tree behind me that can't help but kind of incorporate a tree pose in for. So, and we need our balance, right? Okay, beautiful. So I'm going to drop weight onto the right foot here and start kind of peeling this left foot off. So left foot could turn out. We could start at the ankle here. Maybe we're on our toes. Option 2 is to bring left foot to left calf, really opening up this inner thigh here again. So maybe we're working on that inner thigh stretch, inner thigh strength. Or, and this is not me, so I won't stay here. We could come up to the thigh. So as long as we're not at the knee, okay, we want to be very careful of that. Hands could be at heart center. Or if we're feeling adventurous, you could extend the arms. Open up the heart. Spread that love. Ready, take your time. You can come on out, so don't fall on out here. If we can, hands come to heart center, then we can release the leg. That's not as gentle as I would have liked. All right, so shifting weight into the left side here. Right foot comes again to any of those working positions, whatever we'd like today. And then hands could be at heart center or hands could be reaching. Add a little smile, just enjoy. Awesome. When you're ready, hands come to heart center first, and then releasing the legs. Very nice. Good job, everybody. All right, back to the front of our mat. We're gonna finish on up here. Toes are in line. Hands are at heart center. Let's circle sweep on up. Reach towards that big, beautiful sky or ceiling. Forward fold. Oh, feels so good. Let's go ahead and come all the way back to that down dog here, just for a moment. Any last movements you need in this down dog here, if you need to kind of work on those calves, or you want to cross those knees, if that felt really good earlier, go ahead and do so. Good. We're going to come all the way down to the knees here. Table pose. Good. One last child's pose. So active or not. Yogi's choice. If that active felt really good, take that last stretch. Or we could release the arms or reach towards the feet. Awesome. When we're ready, hands come underneath the shoulders. Go ahead and push on up. You can swing the legs around. You could be facing the front of our mat if you'd like. I'm going to obviously turn this way here. So legs could be long, but really wherever we're relaxed. So I think I'm going to take a butterfly pose personally. So feet together, nice and tall. Good. Release those shoulders so palms face up here. Upper body's nice and relaxed. Eyes are closed. Nice big breaths. When we're ready, right ear comes towards right shoulder. We'll slowly kind of roll here. So chin tucks, 45-degree angle. Chin tucks to chest. Comes 45-degree angle towards the left and over. over towards the left shoulder. Good. So nice and slow, just a nice little rock back and forth with the head. Take care of that cervical spine and that neck. Two more times back and forth. If this is really feeling good to you, just take your time. And when you complete, let's actually end with the chin at chest here so that we can lift the head very gently straight up so we're not coming in at an angle. Don't want to undo what we just did. Beautiful. Thank you guys so much for visiting me here at Beacon tonight and for working on low back and continuing your practice. Again, I would advise adding or making sure you're doing your Shavasana at the end here. I'm going to stop the video here just for time's sake, but again, starting on the back and just allowing yourself that time to relax and decompress and take all the time that you need. Thank you guys so much. I look forward to seeing you all again very, very soon. I miss you all.